Alright guys, so this is the chart review for the day. Very, very good day. First thing I would like to say is we've hit 100 subscribers on this YouTube channel, which is pretty crazy. Actually, 113. It's probably pretty small on this thing, but 113 subscribers. I woke up with my video that I posted 2 days ago. I woke up this morning with that video blowing up with 245 views, and that got me a lot of, like, 12 subscribers overnight, which is really, really cool to see because yeah, that's just cool to see. Last two videos have done well. Yeah, so that's really cool. We've hit 100 subscribers. Now, now I guess the next milestone is that 1,000, which I've not hit 1,000 subscribers on either YouTube channel, which I have another channel. It's at like 500 subs that I post normal content that I like fitness stuff and whatnot. But on this channel, we've hit 100 subscribers, so that's really cool. And yesterday I didn't post a video because I didn't really trade. I took like just 2 micros, really small trades, kind of like right after news. I didn't have much time to trade yesterday, so there wasn't much going on. And it was FOMC and I believe something else, maybe PPI. So not really much to go over yesterday, so I didn't make a video. But today we were back, and let's see if it updated. Top Step, we can see where the account's at. Progress, let's see if it's updated for today. All right, it's updated. So we are now at $519 for the week. Remember last week we made $500. So that's $1,000 in just under 2 weeks. That's a pretty good total. Again, dollar amount doesn't matter. As you can see, we're on the eval anyways. So we have to get to 3,000 anyways. But my all-time best is 1,250, I believe. So we are within, I'd say, one trade. We are within one winning trade of being at our best. But I'm not going to get concerned about that because that's how you end up trading bad. But the win percentage is pretty good. 22 days completed trading, and I win 82% of days. Again, not every one of those winning days was a good winning day, blah, blah, blah. But this has been a very good week so far. Last week I had a pretty decent week, if I remember right. And yeah, we're just cruising through this account. We're slowly climbing up. If I go through all time, you could see we started the account at 50,000. We had a losing day the first day of it. We made that back. We made some. We made a little bit. We lost some. We lost $231. Then we started climbing back. 100, 40, 40, 14, 128, $5, negative 40, $93, $50, $40, $57, $250, $100, $230, $50, $130. So we've had some good days that we've been stacking, and you can see that steadily climbing up, and hopefully we can keep climbing to that target. That's enough of that. But again, I really appreciate it for the 100 subscribers. That was really cool. And what's it called? 42. Really appreciate it for that, and it's been a lot of fun posting these videos and growing an account, growing the YouTube, and I'm gonna continue to do so and keep looking out for these videos. And yeah, so today was really cool. There's a lot to go over, and a lot that I could talk about here. So going into the morning, we had this data low from 8:30, which, if you don't know, data lows is a really good liquidity pool. I learned that from Dodgy. Data low. It's kind of like a magnet for price. Technically, we had data highs here, so we could have magneted up there, but we had data highs, which is a very strong draw on liquidity. So that was something I was looking out for. From 8:30, this was from either, let's see, for FO, Forex. We had on Thursday, we had 8:30, we had core PPI and unemployment claims. So we had a lot of volatility come in. We had volatility from yesterday. The chart, this is one thing I want to go over too. This is a very big day with a lot of things. Look at the chart. It looks nasty through here. We have contract rollover. As you can see down here, we have contract rollover. I normally change my contracts, but today when I roll over, the 1 hour is messed up and I don't feel like changing it. I'm trading on the old one. Someone please let me know what that means going forwards, because I'm pretty sure you have to roll over your contracts to get the accurate chart. If anyone has any good information about the rollover, the way contracts roll over, please fill me in the comments, because that's one thing that I've been trading for almost a year now, and I still don't really understand the contract rollover, any of that stuff. So please give me some tips on TradingView, because it's just really wonky, and I'm kind of confused. And we had a lot of gaps today, which I'm not really sure why. Anyways, going into the morning, this was 9:30 open here, around here. We kind of chop around. We had this 3-minute imbalance right here on the bigger time frame. We had a 3-minute bearish fair value gap that we delivered into, and so we were in the 3-minute bearish. We swept out this low high. We had inversed this news candle. We didn't sweep out the data low yet, and we come up, we inverse this, we come up, hold this order block, kind of dump off. We create this 1-minute fair value gap. We sell again. We sweep this low and leave this one, and we still have data lows. We come back up, making this fair value gap, and at this time we had data lows and highs. We had this low resistance that I was expecting, if this broke, to go higher, if this broke, to go lower. So we get in and we wait. We notice we sweep this high here. We sweep this high, normal. We sweep the high. We hold this volume imbalance. We also hold this volume imbalance here, if you notice. We hold this volume imbalance here, and then we inverse. As soon as this candle broke, I jump in a short position with my stop on this high. I put it here because this is the inverse fair value gap. I expect that if I get in here, it shouldn't go above. Normally I do a close below or a close back above, but I didn't want to risk 20 points, so $200. I did not want to risk $200 because I was like, look, if it comes up here, I'll probably keep going. So I didn't want to risk $200. And oh my gosh, this trade almost to the tick. What is that? The high. 2 ticks away from stop loss. Look, you gotta zoom in. 2 singular ticks from stop loss. And this is why I made one of my first mistakes, but we get in the trade with 5 micros, and my first take profit was the data low. I was gonna get 3 micros off, and then I was going to target all of these lows down here, and then this furthest low. As soon as we got this, it was kind of stalling, and in my mind, mentally, I was like, okay, I need to close the trade, this is not gonna hit, I need to close the trade, it's going against me. And then I was like, okay, let me just wait. Then when we got this candle, I was like, okay, we closed good down here, we should start the flush, and it comes up, holds, and this candle comes in, almost ticks me out, and when it closed here, I almost exited the trade early because I was in my mind, I was like, okay, I almost just got stopped out. We're probably going to get stopped out. Let me cancel the trade. So glad I didn't. I stuck to my rules in terms of not exiting early and let my stop loss stay in place. Then on this next candle, we get that big surge down, which was only, 21-point candle down, just breakaway gap. And at this point on this candle forming down, I moved my first target up to make sure I got profit, which is not good. Then I went to break even and then held my runner to the data low and got fully out there. The reason why this was a mistake, or I made a mistake here, is because after I entered this trade, although it is not normal for the stop loss to get almost ticked and reverse, I never normally can benefit from this. It always ticks me out, I feel like. But since that happened, I was so emotional because I almost lost, that as soon as it went green, I was so happy for it to be green because I thought I lost the trade that I didn't hold properly. If I would have held to this low properly, it would have been a 50-point trade, and we would have made a lot more money. Which again, I'm not worried about the money, but I am worried about the RR and holding trades properly. So I made a mistake there that can't happen, and it was a mental error because of almost getting stopped out in the trade and being so happy to be green that I was like, I'm gonna kill this trade off, take my profit, and that can't happen going forwards. It's a mistake I do that I just gotta keep building confidence. It'll come with time, I know it will, but that is somewhere I gotta get more and more confidence, because I made $130 on that trade. I trade 5 micros. 5 micros, every single point is $10. If I would have taken all of it off on the data low, I would have made $220 or $230. That is $100 more than what I made by getting out early. So although I did do well not getting out for a loss, I was too quick to take profits because of the fact that I was down, right? Because the data low is all I can guarantee, so I'm not upset that I didn't hold runners. I'm just upset that I didn't take off at the data low, if that makes sense. That was the first trade. I would say the only thing that I would say against the trade is we did get a 10 a.m. reversal, so it's not really bad. It's in the macro time. I don't really think there's anything glaringly bad about the trade. Maybe I could have put my stop above here so it wasn't so close. But worked out. And maybe just the fact that I was pretty flustered in the early because I was flustered because of the chart being weird and the contract rollover. There's a lot of things going on. I had to change my trade of 8 brackets and stuff. So a lot going on this morning. It was a little bit hectic. My mind was not in the right place to be trading, so I almost took the day off. But then I went back onto the higher time frame, and I noticed that we had this gap from this low all the way down to this fair value gap low. There was just no lows or highs all in this gap, so I marked out equilibrium. And where we sold off on the first move down, we sold off to equilibrium, this 50% right here, and we bounced up and we held and we inversed. And I'll go through this because this is actually pretty cool what we did here. So we came down and we inversed, or we came down to the 50% level, we retraced, and then we inversed on this 2 minute here, and we had a 5 minute fair value gap here, bearish. We had the 5 minute gap, 5 minute bearish, and we had a 15 minute gap on the same high. So in my mind, I thought we could go lower, but I also knew that before we could go lower, we would need to go to the bearish fair value gap before going any lower. And if we did sell off, cool. My job is just to observe the price and react accordingly. I don't predict price. I don't need to know where price is going at every moment of the day. But right here, I can't take a trade short, maybe a long, but I can't take a short until we come up here. So knowing that, and then when we inverse this fair value gap on the 2 minute, I was like, okay, cool. That looks bullish. I didn't jump into anything there. At this point, again, I'm paper trading. Market plays out. We come up, we leave the high. We then, what did we get here? We then inverse here, I think. I can't remember. I took something on paper. Yeah, I think I took this inverse here and then got stopped at break even, trying to trade to the high. We were holding, we had an inverse. We held the 1 minute fair value gap. We come back down here. We come down, we sweep this low, and this was pretty interesting to watch. We swept this low, no displacement, inside a bullish fair value gap in an area where we expect to reject, and we turtle soup it, back up this high out. That's like a 30-point swing. We put in equal highs. We come back down. We hold the bearish fair value gap, and then right on this candle, we formed an SMT with ES and NQ. So ES took this low, which is bullish confluence. We made it fair value gap here, and we had this low resistance liquidity. As soon as I see the low resistance liquidity, And then I saw this candle break above. I then jumped into a short, or a long, my bad. I jumped into a long on this candle, targeting the data high, or not data high. Gosh, guys. I was targeting the equal highs and the 5-minute fair value gap, and then price ends up pushing up, sweeping out the equal highs, taking out some of the low resistance liquidity. And then we don't fully get to the high. We put in another high, so we're generating liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity here. We come back down. We hold this inverse fair value gap and this 1-minute bullish fair value gap. We continuously hold this bullish fair value gap, and then we get displacement back up. And as soon as this candle breaks here, I knew we would go to the high. Again, I was paper trading all the trades in here. And I'll get into what I like to do with my paper trading after I take a winner in the morning in a second. But the price comes up, and we end up sweeping the 5-minute bearish fair value gap. We finally get into the 15-minute, 5-minute. Now I'm ready to see if we want to go lower. At this moment, when we take this high, I don't know if we're going to go higher or if we're going to go lower. I wait for price structure. But then the price plays out. We manipulate the high one more time. Let's see, what time of day was this? 11:40. We didn't have an SMT. But we take out the high, we kind of chopping, and we get our first bearish fair value gap right here, out of the 5-minute bullet bearish. We hold, and we respect it and sell off. We inverse this fair value gap right here. So at that point, I could expect to see lower, which we get to this low, which is all market was guaranteeing you. So if you shorted from here, you take profit at the low and go to break even. Market then comes up, inverses this 1 minute after holding this imbalance, which is a 2-minute and a 3-minute fair value gap. We then inverse the 1 minute. We chop, put in equal highs, sweep the equal highs right here. I don't know if you can see that tiny little bit. You sweep that, and then we sold to this low, which would be the first take profit on this inverse or break even scaling point, and then we sell off to the low on this candle. We pretty much sell off all the way through. We kind of stall for a second, hold the 1 minute bearish, and then sell through, and that was the model complete. This was the drawn liquidity, and I do want to pull up the 30-second because the 30-second was really beautiful. And then I didn't watch price for the rest of the day, so let's see what happens. So we sold off, we come up here, we come down, we inverse here, we're holding fair value gap, so now I'm bullish. We slowly chop up, it looks like. We have some highs to get ran there, boom, we run it. Let's see if we have anything on the 5-minute. I'll kind of chop central through here. Chop central. It doesn't look like too much. Let's just get out of replay mode. So yeah, I don't really see anything that's too amazing. I know Dodgy took this trade here on the 2-minute inverse, right here. I know he took this. Not a terrible trade, good risk to reward, but I'm not the biggest fan. Do we have an SMT here? 13. Okay, I do like that actually. We had an SMT here. So this is actually kind of clean. We had an SMT. We had the inverse. And IFVG. And we had this high here. That is decently clean. It's all right. Were we delivering from a fair value gap here? I don't think so. The only thing I just don't like is there's just no fair value gap here. This 15-minute, that's actually kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest trade ever, but it's not bad. I mean, your stop loss could be pretty tight. 30 points. So yeah, that's a pretty decent trade. But anyways, that's all I have for the chart review. Look like we just chopped up, and now we're just sitting back in this range. But there's a lot of things I want to go over. And first of all, I want to pull up the 30-second chart. I don't have access on TradingView. I don't have access on TradingView because I don't pay for that subscription for the 30-second, but I do have it on Tradeovate because Tradeovate through Top Step, the funded account gives me access to Tradeovate's charts, which is pretty cool. As you can see, 1,130 trade performance for the day, $130. Really sick, really cool. One trade, one execution. You can see I got out my contracts at different times, but yeah, very, very good. And that's why I didn't make much on today's trade. I got 3. Let's see what oh my gosh, that's bad. 886, 94 to 886. I took profit on this first trade. I got in the trade at 94 and I got out at 86. I took 3 of my contracts off for 7 points. That's just really bad. That's really disappointing. I didn't even realize it was that bad. I have a video of my trade because I videotape all my trades to make sure like what mistakes I'm doing and stuff like that, and just to see. But we'll go on to the practice account. The practice account, we did pretty well today. We did $1,600. We took a decent amount of trades. $200, $200, no losses. No losses anywhere. You see that? No losses. All right. This was a good day on the demo. It was fun. And I'll show you the executions on the chart. How do I get this thing? The executions were as follows. NQU. Why is that pulling up, man? NQU. NQU. So I have access to the 30-second chart on this thing right here. You can see the executions. You can see the executions here. We bought. So okay, I'm not really too sure what's going on here, but where's the 30? Okay, right here. This area right here. It's kind of confusing because these charts are disgusting. But is for reference, it's right here. So right here is what I'm going to be showing you. I see this trade here. We inverse the 30-second. Let me zoom in here. I don't like these charts are horrible. It's really unfortunate, but does anyone know how to use the Tradeovate charts? And for not the like, I'll scroll, and then when I stop scrolling, it zooms weird. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but anyways, if you can see here, wow, this is really annoying of a chart. Okay. Okay, right here. This 30-second fair value gap, we were in the bearish fair value gaps here. I said, okay, if this thing breaks, well, I'll go short. So this thing broke, and then as you can see, the order gets filled here on this candle. And what I'm trying to show on this chart here is just how fractal price is, right? These things happen at a micro level, every level, the 1 hour, the one day, the 1 week, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute. It all moves the same, and it all makes sense why it moves. We were selling off to the low of the day at the time. I get in on this inverse here. What do? We sell on this candle. We hold this bullish, tiny bullish fair value gap on the 30-second chart. It's also an inverse fair value gap. We then get bought up. We put in an equal high here and here. And I wish I had this on recording because we come off, I was in a paper trade and my dad walked down and I said, I still like the short. I bet We sweep the equal highs and reject this tiny bearish fair value gap and then sell off. We stall, we stall, we stall, we come up, we sweep the equal highs on this candle here, basically, or pretty much to the tick. We hold the fair value gap, we get a doji candle, we get another small candle, we inverse this gap here, and we hit the low. That's first take profit. Then I go to break even, we sell through it, we come up, hold the fair value gap, we inverse again, and then we sell through, and we hit low day here. None of that might make sense or might not be that clear, but this is unbelievable to see at every level. The micro charts just selling off, or selling the way that, or just moving the way they're supposed to, not selling. Just seeing the way price respects the concepts that I trade is just so nice, and it builds confidence and conviction, and will help me get to the point where I can just hold trades properly, and take good trades and understand why the market's moving, when the market's moving. Why did the market stall here and then sweep these highs to go lower? Because there's stop losses on these highs. So the market comes up, stops these people out, and then sells off. So we generate liquidity here. We had these lows here. We come up, we take out the people that put their stop losses here, and we sell off. And it just works so well. It's just so nice to see just these concepts play out, right? Where were we here? Let's see if there's any other trade now. The 30-second I try not to get too caught up on, because it definitely could hurt a lot of times. But yeah, I mean, that was something I wanted to show because it was very interesting to me, the way that worked. But anyways, that's all I have for the actual charting of the trades. But a few things about psychology is today, the winner that I took, as we saw, I took it out early, which can't happen. And that cost me, right? If I took the trade properly and even just took it all off at the data lows, that's $250. That would have been an extra $100. That's an extra 10 points I can lose on another trade that I can't lose anymore. I still can, in terms of, if I took a trade today and I should have made $350, but I only made $100. Even though I made $100, I still missed out on that $250 because I was scared to hold. So now that when I do take a loss, because I will take losses, that loss is going to be so much bigger proportionately to my winners, because I don't hold my winners to where I need them to go to, so I don't benefit the way I should from my winners. That's going to come with time. That's going to come with experience. It's going to come with confidence, and I'm trying to get there, but that's something I'm trying to reinforce in my brain, is just worry about the take profit, where it's at, and don't get out early. Stick to your plan. This signature and price right here may not look like anything to the untrained eye. That sounds stupid, but to someone that doesn't get it quite yet, go through this with ES pulled up and go through the way price developed here, why we came up and swept this high before selling off again, why we didn't just sell off here because of the SMT, why this area held to go back up, why this fair value gap breaking led to this, why we came back up here, dug deeper, swept this high again, held this volume imbalance somewhere. We had a volume imbalance. Why we sold off and held this fair value gap and sold, and then inverse this, and then kept selling, and why here we didn't just reverse after taking this low and we came back down to this low. Like, study these things. Study this area and price and just look at it the way it works. And just, I encourage you to just constantly be studying price and reading price action. And that's the last thing I want to get into, or second to last thing I want to get into before I wrap up the video. But that is, when I'm done with the day, right? I took this trade, I sold, I'd made my money, I'm done trading my eval account, I'm not making any more money. Maybe I trade 1 or 2 micros on a really, really good setup if the day's looking great. Very rarely do I take more trades than one if I win the first one, right? or I try not to. The reason being is that there's nothing wrong with taking multiple trades. If I were to have taken this trade here on my actual account and made another $100, great. If I were to have taken this trade here and made another $100, great. If I took this trade here, great. I'm trying to build confidence and conviction with myself in the markets. If I take a winner, this was stressful for me because I don't have the experience, I don't have the know-how yet. I don't have the profitability to back up my claims. So why would I enter more trades in the day when I've already gotten a winner that I can already learn from? I've already gained experience. I've already gotten better. I've already made my profits. Why would I give that back? Put a bad taste in my mouth for the day, have a bad day, right? Because I can go on paper and practice. Why would I want to give back profits while I'm trying to build conviction with my setup? So a very important thing if you're starting out is if you take a winner, stop trading your live account or your eval account. Go to something less, right? If you trade on a live funded account that you can get payouts from, let's say you can actually get payouts from your funded because you passed it. If you take your winner trade and you're still trying to build consistency and confidence, go to an eval account. If you're on an eval account, go to a paper account. If you're on a paper account, watch the chart without even pushing any buttons, right? Just always take a step down, relegate yourself so that you can do something less stressful, or take lower size, right? Do something so that once you take that winner, you can take that good day, that good experience, and you can put it away in the back of your mind, and you can be like, okay, cool. We just had a great day. Now I'm going to go through the day. I'm not going to get off the charts because I hit my trade at 10 or 11. If I got something to do, I'd get out of here. I'd go on my day, come back and do this review and look at the market. But I would never look at this and learn as much as I did if I packed up after the data lows was taken. If I packed up for the day and came back tonight and looked at this, I'd be like, oh, okay. We had an SMT here. Okay, and then we had a inverse here, and okay, then equal highs. But I wouldn't have seen it the same way if I didn't stay and watch, right? So I really encourage you that if you take your trade and your rule is take one trade, the more screen time, the better. But placing more trades doesn't equal better. So something I do is just once I take a winner, or sometimes I try and do as a loser. If I take a loser, a lot of times I keep trading on the losers to try and make it back. Not great, but if you take a winner for sure, please just trade for fun. Treat it like a game, right? And what I do and what I recommend anyone does is take paper trades if you want. I was trade on paper. I made $1,600 on paper, which is crazy. Like I can't wait until I'm doing that on an actual account. And it's possible, right? That paper shows you what you can do for real, right? You just got to get the confidence and whatever. I don't have any emotions on paper because it doesn't matter if it loses or wins. So I can just take a trade and hold my stop loss and take profit and have a good day. But I really recommend that when you're done for the day, right? And this is all you should be doing when you're trading anyways. But really focus on it when you're paper trading is just the draw on liquidity. Don't worry about much else. When I'm trading on paper later, I just take trades. I'll take scalps. This thing broke. The draw on liquidity in my eyes at the time was this high. So when this thing broke, I took a trade to go to this high. It was an inverse. We had everything I wanted to see. So I was like, okay, I'll take a trade here. This wouldn't be a trade I like to take on my main account because I don't have too much confidence that we're going to do what we need to. But since I'm trading based on the draw on liquidity and on paper, I can practice my edge and build conviction with my eye so that when we sell off here and inverse this gap, I'm now thinking, okay, where's the draw on liquidity? Where am I going to take paper trades, right? Because you're building that repetition, that eye for the draw on liquidity so that when you're trading live and you have to make a real decision, you're so good at finding the draw on liquidity. So I was constantly looking for the draw on liquidity. Okay, we come down, SMT, okay, now where's draw on liquidity? Okay, I don't know. We inverse, we displace up, we come back down to equilibrium of this push up, we hold, we inverse, okay, the draw on liquidity is higher. Okay, we take the high. Now what? Okay, we sell off, we inverse this move, we inverse this, we hold this for value gap. Okay, where's the draw on liquidity? Down here. I'm constantly trying to find the draw on liquidity and find trades towards it. And that's what I do when I go to paper. So I got an entire, after my trade hit take profit at 10.10, I had pretty much 10:10 to 11:10 to 12:10. I got 2 extra hours of live market experience, finding the draw and liquidity, watching price develop, watching inverse fair value gaps, watching fair value gaps, watching liquidity runs, watching equal highs, watching 5-minute bears, higher time frame order flow, SMTs. I got 2 hours extra practice watching the markets and gaining live experience, right? Live experience, not hindsight. Oh yeah, I guess this was the draw on liquidity, and then oh yeah, I guess we would draw on liquidity here when we display slower. Live market experience. That's what you need, but you don't need to be stressing yourself out taking real trades after you take a winner. So that's something I really, really, really want to hammer about. Is just really just fall in love with the process, right? Like I really just sitting down and thinking about that. I got on the chart 9, and I got off the chart at, let's see, so we got on the chart at 9, and we got off the chart at like 12:30. That's, it doesn't tell me the time. Oh, that's 3 hours and 30 minutes. Plus this video review, which isn't anything crazy. The only thing I saw was this thing and this fair value gap. Nothing too crazy. I don't really do too much analysis on the videos because it's kind of stuff I saw throughout the day. But I got 3 hours and 30 minutes today of practice trading. 3 hours and 30 minutes. If I spend that much time every single day, every single week, 3 hours and 30 minutes, 3.5 times 5, times that by 52. That's 910 hours every single year. Divided by 24. That's 37 days of just watching the charts. Doesn't sound that insane, really. 900 hours doesn't sound that insane. But this is a job, man. Treat it like a business. You think people can grow a business working less than 3 hours and 30 minutes a day? 3 hours and 30 minutes is nothing. But people hear 3 hours and 30 minutes and think, wow, that's so much time on the charts. Or some people might not. My point being is, I don't even think about the time I'm spending trading because I enjoy doing it, I enjoy learning. That this, after I take my trade, this was the work. This was work here. I was not stressed, but I had to find a trade, I had to put in size, I had to take risk. From here, so from 9 to my trade, I had an hour and 10 minutes of work. And then I got to have fun for 2 hours. I got to have fun. I sat here, I was on the phone with one of my buddies, Dylan. He's been getting into trading, which is really cool. He's been doing a lot, really good. But we were just on FaceTime talking about price, taking paper trades, focusing on the draw and liquidity, watching how things got respected and disrespected, and just calling out price. It's like playing a video game. Genuinely, it's like playing a video game. So I just encourage you that if you really want this, do you really even enjoy doing it, or are you just trying to make money, right? Like when I look at this on the chart right here, everything about this excites me. Everything about this excites me. The fact that I can read price the way it is like a book excites me. And if it doesn't excite you, find something else that excites you. I promise there's things that are going to be fun to do that can make you money. Trading, if you don't enjoy trading, if you don't genuinely love looking at the charts and learning and seeing these things come out in fruition each and every day, then this is not for you. You're not going to be able to do this because this is the reality, bro. I've made $0 trading, and I've started in July 2023. We're about a month and a half away from 1 full year, maybe less than that, of 1 full year of trading. Every single day, I'd say a minimum of 3 hours a day trading or watching videos. Minimum 3 hours every single day for almost a year. And I've made $0. If you're trying to make some quick money, if you're trying to make money trading, there is no shortcut. If you don't love what you're doing, you are wasting your time, right? I look at this, and this is just, it's just beautiful to see, right? So that's all I have with that. And the last thing I want to touch on is just, like I mentioned, 1 year of trading. Today, I was so excited. I had a great, I was just buzzing after today's session because a year ago, I couldn't even imagine looking at this and being able to take away what I was able to take away from the charts. To be able to take away all of this information that I was able to call out live in my head and on the phone and stuff, that could not have happened a year ago, 11 months ago, 10 months ago, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, 7 months ago. It couldn't have happened before 2024 for sure. It couldn't have happened 4 months ago, 3 months ago. And the precision is just getting so much better. And that's the thing I want to talk about is just I'm really proud of the progress I've made, and I want to keep making progress because I'm starting to turn that leaf. I really feel like now I'm closer to Justin, Dodgy, TJR. I'm closer to these guys, a real trader, than I am an unprofitable trader. And it's so mind-boggling to think. We still have some work to do, a lot of mental work to do. And I really just got to believe it and believe myself. I just got to really keep doing it. But it just shows up with proving to myself what I can do. And just a beautiful day. And we got to come back and be ready to keep going. And, so great day, great market, and just a really beautiful, positive experience today. This is a big day on the journey. Just super, super excited today about everything that happened. And, I do want to say I appreciate you guys on my last video when I was pushing the space bar that were telling me how to fix that. They were saying it's my watch list, which I think is this. Let's see. SPX. It was. Okay. So yeah, you guys helped me out with that, which is really cool. That's why I love these videos, because I can't believe anyone watches these, and I think some people watch the whole video. If someone watched the whole video and saw this, comment the fact that you watched the entire video or say, what did she say? Comment. Oh, I don't know. Comment your username, bro. Just comment your name, whatever your name is, and I'll just shout you out in the next video. My shout out's not gonna get you any clout or anything, but just a little, what's that word? Like a wink in movies, right? Where the writer gives something for the viewer or something, or like an inside little joke. I'll give you a little wink in the next video. I'll give you a little shout out. Like I'll shout out your name so that you have that. You can look back whenever this account grows. You can be like, damn, I was an OG. But I appreciate everyone that comments on these videos. I'm looking at the comments right now, and it's just cool. I mean, like Simon something, dude, it's a long username. Man saying, good job on the video, keep it up. Tell me about the space bar, that's cool. Like, it really does mean a lot. It's really cool to see you guys all commenting. I know, or IK Sonic, nice trade. Like, it just means a lot that you guys take your time out of your day to watch these videos, because no one has to. Obviously, I'm not making anyone. No one's making you, and that's the cool part. That's the beautiful part. Jordy, Orts, I'm really stupid, so if I can't read, but he said he took the same trade as me. That's dope. Someone asked how long I started trading for. Justin Liberman, Marquis Dejeman. It's just really cool to see, and it just really motivates me, inspires me to keep going. But that's enough of that. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you're enjoying the process. I hope you guys are getting better, and just really embrace every part of the journey, right? I'll never be as bad as I was a year ago, and I'll never be as bad as I am today. And that's the crazy part. That's the beautiful part about this journey, is that you're always getting better. Maybe you might go flat for a second, but you're always getting better. Look at it at months, years, not days and hours. And just embrace the fact that you'll never be at this point in your journey ever again. Hopefully I'll never be at this point in my journey ever again. So, and when I'm profitable every single time and I'm making a lot of money trading, it's going to be really cool to look back and I'll be like, man, I really wish I enjoyed that first, good week or whatever. And we're just stacking good weeks, stacking good days, stacking good habits. And we're going to put this thing together. And if we have a good trade tomorrow, we'll have a great 2 weeks. will have an all-time best on the account. That'll be positive. But anyways, enjoy the small wins and everything. Life, trading, whatever it is. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride, and make the most out of every opportunity you're given. And that's enough for today. I'll see you guys on Friday, and I'll conclude this week. Banger day. A great session today. I'll see you guys. Peace.